My name is Ryland Ellison. I am in Group 6, and today my group is going to be talking about deforestation in Idaho. My group members are Andrew, Ethan, and Robert. We're going to be talking about the pros and cons of deforestation. We're going to be talking about the current situation. We're going to discuss our opinion on the topic, and then we have an interview. To start us off, we're going to have Robert talk about the current situation.
Hi, I'm Robert, and I'm going to be covering the current situation with deforestation in Idaho. So, a lot of what we've been seeing happening in Idaho lately is just more and more growth around the state. And a lot of deforestation is just the general destruction of nature. Not necessarily just forests, but it's just us destroying nature and pushing in and making more modern development. So, we can see deforestation occurring much more frequently now in Idaho than we have ever before. As more people come moving into Idaho, we have to continue to expand, which causes us to pretty much have to make more space and take away less of our nature that's been around this place in our state and around Boise and Meridian. And deforestation is caused by both natural and man-made damage. These can be things such as wildfires or logging companies or just general development companies. And it's become a hot topic and a debate among environmentalists and economists whether this is actually a good or a bad thing. Now, there are some groups that support and benefit from the acts of deforestation. This can be companies such as logging companies that harvest trees and generally ship those harvested trees or refine them themselves that can be used for building and just making nicer products such as wood floors, house framing, tables, etc. There's also companies such as CBH Homes in Idaho who clear areas for land development. They're well known for making a lot of bigger neighborhoods, especially in places that are growing really fast. You can see this a lot in the suburban areas of Meridian and Kuna especially, and we're just seeing a lot more housing now, more than ever before it feels like. So companies like them and even other housing companies, as well as companies moving into Idaho, such as how we have the new Amazon facility. That was an area that was cleared out so that they could build that. There's also currently the Biden administration that is pushing for further deforestation, but those details will be covered later in our presentation. There are luckily some environmentalist groups within Idaho that value the protection of our forests over our further development. There's groups such as the Idaho Forest Production Company, the IFPD, as well as the Idaho Forest Practices Act, which helps to protect our natural environments here in Idaho. These groups are able to push against and kind of maintain the damage that gets caused by deforestation and just slow the growth rate that we'll see. That's everything on the current situation, so thank you for listening, and now we're going to move on to Ethan with the pros and cons.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Ethan Sherlock, and I'm going to be going over the pros and cons of deforestation in Idaho. Now, there are both benefits and downsides to deforestation. I'm going to be just briefly going over them, and hopefully you'll be able to understand what is good and bad about deforestation. Now, some of the pros: deforestation makes room for development to aid with population growth. Now, there's a rising population in Idaho. People from other states are moving here, and that means people need to put up more houses, more land to buy and to live on, and that means taking down forests. Now, the logging industry eviscerates these forests so that developers can make houses, neighborhoods, and all that kind of stuff to aid in the rapid population growth. Now, lumber is a big thing. Lumber is always in high demand, and that means people need to source wood for these products so that they can make almost anything: buildings, structures, and just other things you use wood for, which completely decimates forests. It creates jobs, many jobs, because people need to cut these trees down and they get paid for it, and it's a very lucrative industry. There's high demand for logging, high demand for land to develop on, and it just means that these companies are making lots of money doing that, which has its downsides. Some of the downsides being, first and foremost, probably the most notable, is that it's bad for the environment. Our national forests absorb 12% of carbon dioxide, and deforestation will make that percentage even smaller, meaning the environment will be less inhabitable. These logging companies are cutting down lots of these forests, and it's just completely destroying land for wildlife, the outdoorsmen, people who just like to be outside, and destroying these habitats for wildlife specifically means that it will throw the natural ecosystem out of balance, and that means it will endanger many species, and that could be crucial to the food chain. If you flip the food chain, everything's going to go out of whack, and the ecosystem will basically fall apart. Now, another thing, wildfires. Now, people are already cutting down lots of land, which means that also, if wildfires burn down a lot of land too, it just makes it bad for everything, because it's a waste of resources that these companies would want to use, whether or not it's bad, and burning it down by natural causes or by human mistakes, it just means that you can't do anything with these forests. Now, logging and making land for these developments are just bad overall, and I hope I was able to explain a little bit of why we think deforestation, specifically in Idaho, is bad and should stop. Thank you very much.
So, Joe Biden right now is continuing a plan that his predecessor, Donald Trump, created. Essentially, Donald Trump created Project Black Ram, which is a project to help destroy the Kootenai Forest. Even though Biden has pledged to try and end deforestation, he is starting to destroy the Kootenai forests in order to get more wood and in order to make more roads. Black Ram would authorize commercial harvesting of 4,000 acres in the Kootenai National Forest, which cuts about 500 acres of 100-year-old trees. Now, the Biden administration is destroying a lot of land in the Kootenai forests. One such example is the controversial Ripley project in May, which authorized commercial logging of nearly 17 square miles, as well as road and trail building in the lower end of the Yaak. The Yaak is a part of the Kootenai National Forest. This is really concerning because these forests have been around for thousands and thousands of years. They've been around for far longer than humans have been around. And it's not our right to be able to just go through and take down these beautiful forests. What's most concerning right now about tearing down the Kootenai forest is it is home to the grizzly bear, which is an endangered species right now. And the grizzly bear also makes its way up to Canada during certain parts of the year. So this is actually turning into a national disagreement.
So what is our opinion on this issue? Well, we do not agree with Joe Biden's current plan to continue deforestation in Idaho. While excessive logging can provide us with many resources and it can help the economy, it is unsustainable and damaging to our future. We need to protect the forests to maintain the environment and the habitats of wildlife. So, what can we do to prevent deforestation in Idaho? Well, there's a number of things we can do. We can contact our local government departments to let them know that we do not approve of deforestation due to excessive logging by certain companies. Since we live in Boise, the capital of Idaho, this is a lot easier for us since we live in the center of political debate in Idaho. So this allows us to make a lot more influence in government decisions like economic decisions, environmental decisions, things like that. So we should use that advantage that we have to help prevent deforestation in these ways. So, another thing we can do is we can help elect government officials who pass bills supporting the stopping of deforestation. Again, since we live in Boise, capital of Idaho, center of political debate, we have an advantage in this. So we have a lot more influence over government officials, like elections and stuff like that. So we can affect this a lot more. So, and we should do that so that we can prevent deforestation. Another thing we can do is we can choose to support businesses that are more environmentally friendly rather than ones that tear down forests just for wood. So, ways we can do this is we can support companies that maybe use less wood or use different alternatives to wood, perhaps. Or there's another option that we have is we can support companies that use certified wood products. And what certified wood products are is that they're wood products that are made from wood from well-managed forests. So what well-managed forests are forests that are maintained in a way that when they chop down trees, they replant the same amount or maybe even more trees than they chop down. So that makes it so that we don't take away more than we're giving back, so that we sort of keep the ecosystem in a good balance. So one last way we can prevent deforestation is we can try to go paperless whenever possible. So, and since we live in a very technologically advanced age, for at least comparatively to other ages, we can do this a lot easier, since we can use our computers a lot more for things like that, for like assignments and like for sending people like Christmas cards or whatever. So we can do that a lot more. So as much as we can do that, it's good to do that to prevent deforestation.
I thought this interview was very interesting just because we had someone speak that had a different point of view in deforestation that we did, which was awesome.
I am here with Billy Ellison. He
Hello.
is a resident Idahoan. He's been in Idaho for the past 20 years.
About 18, 19 years.
About 18, 19 years, okay. I ask you, do you think in Idaho is deforestation a problem?
I don't know. In Idaho, as bad as it is
Has
in
it-
other places,
has
that
it-
I have not seen personally. If anything, it's been the opposite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has deforestation at all affected you? Do you think it's been, you said that it was getting better. What do you think it's getting better?
Well, because looking at areas like, say, Silver City, up in the Oahes, when you look at pictures of that area back in the 1930s and 20s, when mining was really big in that area,
Yeah.
it was completely wiped out. You know, all the trees, like when you see those pictures, it was gone. It was all gone.
Okay.
But you know how it looks now.
Yeah.
Right? Especially up in the higher elevations, up near Del Mar and further up near Silver City, it's gorgeous. It's completely grown back and covered.
So, because of mining, originally there was a lot of land that was cleared out, but now you think it's coming back?
Yeah.
Do you
'Cause
know-
Idaho has gone away from having a positive attitude towards mines and miners.
Okay. So
There's only a few mines even left in the state because they've gotten so stringent, so against it, I guess.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's perfect. Thank you, Billy.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking the time
You're
to
welcome.
answer some questions.
So once again, I thought that interview was valuable just because he shared a different opinion than me and my group members did, which I think is really important as far as education and ideas go. Just to wrap things up, we did our project on deforestation in Idaho. It was me, Andrew, Robert, and Ethan, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy.